Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Tampals Tampodcast.
Tampons?
Tampals Tampodcast.
Tampons.
Tampals.
Let's get down and bloody.
Today, I got BP Throbber.
What's up?
This
Big
guy.
Pink. How's it going?
You want to plug your YouTube channel or anything?
Big Pink Gaming.
Big
I don't
Pink
have any
Gaming.
videos out.
I love how we're
Fuck
both
y'all.
looking at the screen.
Huh?
I love how we're both looking at the screen.
Oh yeah. Just admiring our beauty. Mine more so than yours.
Oh. That was hurtful.
Even though I just said my fucking hairs looks like shit.
And I have all that on the camera.
I know. Oh.
So how's the manager life at Wendy's?
Shitty. You know, some managers just show up late without even letting you know.
And others just leave without a manager showing up.
Oh yeah. Some of us just dip outside and don't tell anybody. Talking about myself that time.
You know I'm about to start making videos with Mark.
Hell yeah. You gonna be playing Fortnite?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're
Sorry that I'm
gonna,
eating, I'm just really hungry.
We're gonna make some Warzone
Yeah?
rage compilations.
No, competitions.
Competitions, yes. English.
Of course. I played a little bit. First round I got in, died right away.
I bought the Battle Pass last month. I played it like twice.
I begged Cassie for like a month to buy me the battle pass. And she finally did. And there was like 3 days left on it.
How was that?
So saddening. Because like you don't ever put in grind unless you have the battle pass, you know?
Yeah. Remember Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Me and him would just play the shit out of his Warzone, so he had a bunch of fucking guns and stuff unlocked. Like we got up to like level 108 and shit, like nothing. Just keep playing. We almost got to 200 once. Then I got on my Xbox and I was like, I miss my guns.
Would you be down to do a 24-hour stream sometime?
Oh yeah. Especially if it's Minecraft. I can get down on some Minecraft like
I can't.
no other. You can't?
After like half an hour, I'm zonking out. And especially now that the worlds are so big. Like, I invested like at least 100 hours into this world. The one that I was showing you the other day, the cart, the huge ass mine. I can't find another fortress. So I can't make ender pearls, or eye of enders. So I can't find...
Would you like me
Wonderful.
to...
Feel free, yeah. Yeah, we can make a whole video on it today.
Let's do it. Why don't we make like a gaming podcast? Can you do that?
I could, if I had another capture card and a lot more cords.
It's a shame.
If you bought shit...
Can't afford shit. Barely afford to live.
See, my girl makes that like daily paycheck. So we're pretty much set on food every day. Don't really need to buy groceries. So we just gotta worry about bills. And we both work in food places, so you know.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about working at Wendy's right now, because they just
Yeah.
they have plenty of different options to do.
Alright, you're gonna run out pretty quick.
That's the same thing my diet has consisted of for like the last few years.
Except it's just like a little more quality.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I used to go eat at like the Big Texan, Logan's Roadhouse, Lynn's Buffet, Blue Sky, and shit a lot with my buddies back when I lived in Amarillo, but
Oh, yeah.
that's when I was being spoiled. Little brat by my family, even though we're fucking broke usually. Like, oh, you go out with friends, there's $20. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go get me a steak.
Go get me a steak for $20.
Oh yeah, just like, I think the meal came out to like 18 something. I usually had like a few extra dollars on me either way, so.
Yeah, 18 something, you know, save that that one something. Next time, save that one something. After 3 meals, you got a pretty decent tip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was like back in high school though.
Yeah.
When I got out of high school, it was like, alright, save. Best I can. All my money's gone already. Holy shit.
I wish I had saved a lot of money in high school. I never knew I was poor growing up. It's one thing that I thought was weird. Like, I also grew up in a very poor community. Sorry, I have like, you know, bread stuck in my gums.
Mm.
But and then whenever I moved here, we lived in kind of like a decent community, in a shitty house in a decent community. And that's when I learned. I was like, oh, I'm poor. Like, not only do the professionals have 360s, but so do all these other kids. So,
See,
it's a me thing, not a I'm a child thing.
I grew up on the east side of Amarillo in a trailer park with 6 people living in a 3-bedroom trailer.
Fucking amazing.
So, you know.
Yeah. You shared a room with
I shared a bed with my grandparents.
Oof. Oof.
For years.
Oof. I shared a bed with my brother till the day I moved out.
It was awful.
Yeah. I was 17.
I was 2.
I can't take any more.
I moved into Michigan. That's when I moved to Michigan.
Yeah, I'd move as far away from. Yeah. I would join the Peace Corps to get out of that situation.
Well, my stepfather, my mother's a park ranger, so I went up there and lived with them for a while. And
Hell yeah.
it was nice while it lasted. Then, no.
Then
I got in a relationship and I moved out and was living with her and her family and fucked off. You know?
Yeah, so how'd you... Okay, so in like a Cliff Note version, paint me the roadmap to Lubbock. How'd you get to Lubbock where we met?
Okay, so...
And led us to this great...
When I was living in Michigan, I moved in with my mom and stepfather. Me and my stepfather, my mom all kind of got into a little disagreement, so I moved in with my girlfriend. My girlfriend was like, I don't know, being sus. So she ended up breaking up with me, then getting sad and like changed her mind, wanted to leave. But she's like a year older than me also. So she was already in college. She's going to a different city and staying there, you know. There's like an hour and a half away. And I was just chilling at her parents' house because she moved out. She'd come down the weekends, see me and everything.
You're just living with your girlfriend's parents?
Yeah. Well, it was just her dad. Her mom moved to Florida.
Were they still together?
Yeah.
But she just was like...
Well, they bought property in Florida, and her dad was going to keep working until they got everything set up. The mom moved down there to set everything up, you know, get the electricity in her name.
So you and...
Start buying furniture, moving in and everything.
So you know that guy. Every time his daughter would come on the weekends, he was like...
He was gone, though.
Yeah, I bet.
Like,
He was a smart
this
man.
dude worked, like, I shit you not, this dude probably worked about 18 hours a day.
Fuck.
In a paper factory. Yeah.
That's some, like, old school commitment, man. Like, you don't... I consider you and I hard workers for our age, and we don't even have that kind of commitment. 18 hours a fucking day?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
But they were making it. They had, like...
Yeah.
4 cars. There's only 3 of them, but they had 4 cars. They had, like, an acre of land out in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's other neighbors around them. Obviously, it's like a little backwoods community.
Yeah.
But, like, I know one of the guys up there had a bunch of elk they had imported in. And the elk got out one year.
It's good business.
And they just let the hunters go out and kill them. Didn't say shit. Like, the community didn't say shit. They were just like, oh yeah, your elk's out there now? Good luck, bud.
You can't. Like, you can't say shit. Like, you know, his elk got out, you know. It's like, if your cow enters my property,
But
and
here's
I
the
kill
thing.
your cow.
I feel like elk would probably be more, like, endangered than deer.
No.
If you import it.
No. I mean, no. Because it's like, if you let a male and a female rabbit loose in a garden, in a month, there will be like 100 rabbits. You know, let two do. The elk are just like
it's still
deer
kind of
and
fucked because you let the wildlife people know, hey, my elk got out. Can you help me?
And
they're like, yeah.
They just came out and killed it.
They're like, yeah, there's elk out there. Talking to all the hunters and shit. The hunters are like, oh.
Damn it. Yeah, dude, them game wardens don't give a fuck. I remember one time I was out at my buddy Dalton's ranch looking for some deer. Just some basic whitetail, you know.
But after they split, my family, they were about to move again anyways.
Yeah.
And they were like getting death threats and everything because my stepfather was like doing digging into the park and realizing that shit wasn't getting done that it was supposed to. And, you know, just, I'm not going to talk much about it because I don't know how this shit works, but apparently he stumbled upon something people didn't like it in the town. And they got kicked out of their church. The church shunned them.
Fuck Christ.
And then people would come give them death threats. Somebody threw a rock through their window.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
So
like, fuck.
after that, I was like, well, I'm gonna move back to Amarillo anyways because I was like, fuck all. You know, I came here to kind of get away from that, and I went through a bad breakup before I moved there too. That was like part of the reason that pushed me to go away.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, fuck all. I'm gonna just go back to Amarillo and live my life.
So he. Never mind. You said you didn't know much about the situation. I'm just really curious. Like, what did he discover?
Probably just them like taking the money, keeping it for themselves or something. Is what I'm assuming. Like,
church.
you know, typical shit that happens in something like that.
We should start a church. And see, it's only embezzlement if you lie about how much you make. So what we'll do, we won't lie. We'll be like, yeah, 90% of this goes to us, on paper. And then in the during our sermons, we won't give an exact number. You know, we'll be like, y'all's tithings are going to a good place, I promise you. Meanwhile, we're getting our pool.
If I made a church, like, I would make enough to sustain my life, and then after that, I would probably just, you know, work on the side. Put the rest towards, like, I'd probably put it towards school funding towards, like, science and arts, because fuck everything else. Like, I don't give a shit about reading. I don't give a shit about fucking writing. I don't give a shit about history. That's not going to help much, you know. Maybe a little bit of history will help, but as far as it goes, I think that we need to focus on opening the creativity of people's minds, because right now, I feel like everybody has that mind block.
Yeah.
You know, everything you can think of that would be sci-fi has probably been thought of at this point.
I don't know.
I think so.
Thought of some pretty crazy shit, man.
Yeah, but it's probably been thought of in one way or another.
Yeah. It's definitely influenced by a lot of things. But, like, that's the thing. Everything from the invention of the wheel has been influenced by something, you know?
But what I'm getting at is, like, look at, what are those guys called? Hacksmith.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Laser.
Yeah.
You know, they're focusing on making that stuff a reality from there. And it's possible. Problem is, we just don't have the funding for our schools to let those kids' creativity go to mine. And we do not have a teacher base that cares enough to, you know, help these kids pursue more of what they want, as opposed to, hey, this is your test, this is the learning plan that we have to follow. Yeah. Take these tests, pass. That's what's going to make you smart.
See, I think you need a healthy mixture of both. Because you can't have a bunch of kids or a bunch of people who don't know how to read and write.
Oh, after middle school, you don't need to take any more fucking reading or writing in my book.
But think about it. When was the last time you read a book?
Middle school.
Middle school. So if you were to pick up a book right now, anyone on that shelf, and you were to try to read it, you'd be slow. You know?
I actually read pretty fast in my mind. The problem is I don't retain information well.
Yeah. If you trained that part of your brain, eventually you'd be a good reader. And, you know, we need people who, like historians and, like, you know, people who do read a lot of, like, knowledge and, like, know a lot about a lot of things, you know.
But here's the other problem. The reason why I never read anything through school was just because nothing was interesting. Like, we had these set of books that you had to read. And if you wanted to go, like, read an actual interesting book, you'd have to go pick and choose through the library.
I could give you a pretty good book.
You'd have to go, like, to the public library to get any, like, better adult form book.
Yeah.
And
if I hand you a book, will you read it?
Probably not.
Probably not. What if we turn this into a reading podcast and I just sat here and just read the book?
So like a book club?
Kinda, except it's just me getting you into books. I'm not even into books, but I want to get you into books.
I mean, I'll read something, but we would have to find, like...
No, the book's not on that shelf. I have one book in this house, and it is not on that shelf.
Oh, okay.
It's in there, because her and I have been reading it. It's called Unwind.
There's one that I did want to read that I never really got to, because, I don't know, I just never found the time to read it, really.
Because you're lazy.
Well, I was in high school at the time, and I was, like, doing that, and then I was out with my friends a lot, because, you know, we're doing hood rat shit, talking about the future, kind of like, yeah, this is what we're going to do after high school, and all of our plans change. All of our plans planed.
Put the pipe down.
I don't have it.
It's like, I don't even know where it is. Thought I had it.
But, because, you know, we got lazy, and wanted to chill, and, you know, figure out some new parts of life, and discover more. That's what we did. But yeah, so I forgot where I was going with this.
I can bring some stuff up.
Oh yeah, I just remember what we were initially talking about. Yeah. How I got here.
How you got here, yes.
Okay, so back on topic. I moved back up here, and some shit went down. They were telling me they couldn't get my transcript. I called and talked to the people up in Michigan and still couldn't get my transcript.
For college or high school?
High school.
Oh, so holy shit.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school.
You're living with this bitch's parents.
Well, this is like after I moved back. This is after I moved back. Like, I'm already moved out and we broke up because I told you that part.
But you're living with this bitch's parents while you're in high school.
Yeah.
I thought you were like a grown-ass man.
Oh, yeah, bro. Like, when it comes to... I don't mean to brag. Like, I'm not a smart person, like, studies-wise, or just common social knowledge-wise. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to, like, common sense, if you ask me something and I tell you straight up, and it's, like, not what you want to hear, I'm probably telling you because I'm like, no, that's stupid.
You know, yeah.
Like, I'm one of those guys that sometimes you should listen when I'm saying something stupid. It's probably fucking stupid.
See, and the fact that you said, like, you know, I'm not, you know, the smartest guy, means that you are one of the smartest guys. Because that means you're always open to, like, absorb knowledge. You're always trying to learn. You're like, you know, I'm not smart. I want to be smart.
This spans back to me being like, I don't retain information well. Like, you could tell me something important. Like, I could do math. I could do math like that. You know, I'm good at math. But when it comes to, like, hey, read this chapter, come back and tell me about this chapter. Here's what my knowledge of that chapter will be. Yeah, the dude woke up from some fucking dream. walked out into reality and
How do you know the premise of Unwind?
what?
The book that I recommended to you. That's the premise.
Because that's the basic way I would start any fucking book. Some
That's
dude
exactly
was dreaming.
how.
Because
Yeah.
that's
I'm kidding. No,
okay.
it's about a kid. 3 kids technically.
Okay.
There's
That's
a couple kids sprinkled in there, but it's 3 main kids.
a
A couple adults too, but mostly just 3 kids.
certain about you reading so much about kids. But you know, I could give like a basic maybe description of that chapter, but you're not gonna learn shit about that. You're just gonna be like, wow, that is basic information. That's because that's the only information I think is important.
Have you
Usually.
ever read Maximum Ride?
No.
It's about some kids who get turned into birds. Well, really just kids with wings.
Is this some yipper shit?
No, it actually got made into a Netflix series. It's really good.
Hmm.
Have you ever read Harry Potter?
No,
It's about
but
some
I have
kids.
seen all 7 movies and a couple of their little spin-off movies. I've seen all 7 movies several times, year round.
So you know it's about some kids?
It's about some kids that grow up to be some adults.
One of them grows into a really nice adult with a kind of bitchy attitude. Emma Watson. Yeah. She'll never see this. I don't care.
All I know is I give props to Harry Potter because he fucked his best friend's sister. He's like, I'm a real bro now. Oh man.
But don't lie to me and tell me Harry didn't give up Hermione. Like, there was a moment, whether it's written or not, where Hermione was like, "So you're the chosen one?" And he was like, "No," and looked at Ron.
That's my boy over there.
Yeah.
He's got that fire hydrant. He'll bust you full of seeds.
Is that what you tell girls at the bar?
No,
What's up,
I have
baby?
more blonde pubes.
Okay. What's up, baby? I got that rug doctor down there.
Got that rug doctor down.
See, you gotta tell them something interesting, something that they want to see, something that they've never seen before. So I tell them I got a small dick. Because no guy is like, "So babe, I got 3 inches. What, you want to see it?" They're always like, "I got like that fucking." It's like a baby's arm holding an apple. And it's like, no, you can't hit them with that. They've heard that every time. They've heard every big dick expression.
You know what they probably say if you say that in actuality? They're probably like, I probably think no one's ever seen it, and then walk off.
Not like, if you said it low, they think you're kidding. They laugh, you know. And then you're like, no, for real, like, you know, it's tiny. And then later, you're back at home, doing the do. She's expecting a fucking.
You take out your cock pump. And
They're expecting a this. You give them a this. Versus they're expecting a this, and you give them a this. It's all about expectations. And I'm pretty sure there's eventually there's gonna be some feminist who drags that up and is like, he manipulated women into having sex. No, I just told him about a small dick, and it was a great way to break the ice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, how'd you get to Lubbock?
So, after I moved back to Amarillo, had problems with high school and getting my transcript and shit. I was already had gotten my own apartment because I was 18, and so I was going to high school, working full time, and I had my own apartment with a couple roommates, which they started, I don't know, I did coke once, and I told them about it, and they freaked out and started telling everybody I was doing meth and raped somebody.
And you what?
And raped somebody. So I just straight fucking alright, I don't know what the fuck's going on with y'all, so I left.
Here on the Tampals Tampodcast Live, did you or did you not rape somebody?
No.
No, he did not. He is denying all allegations that he had unconsensual sexual relations with that woman or man.
But so the guy just stopped talking to them for a while. We made up and, you know, talked things out. And, yeah, so I moved back in with my family. Then I didn't want to stay there, so I just kind of couch hopping for a little bit. Then I got my next place, which me and one buddy was going to stay in originally. Then he kicked out. So me and two other guys stayed there. And it kind of just became like a trap house. We were all just doing drugs, you know, smoking pot, drink a little bit of lean, taking an acid and shit. And, you know, I was like, well, this is a fun time. Then, I don't know, I just kind of stopped doing all that shit for a while. So I was on probation.
So how'd you get arrested?
I punched somebody's car. It was a buddy of mine and his girl, you know, like at the time his ex-girlfriend.
Okay,
she
so
like
it's not a
drove,
cool story.
yeah, like she just drove up, was pissed off, drunk, yelling at him. Then she started threatening to kill herself, kill him, kill another friend of mine that was there. So I was just getting pissed off. So I punched her car, left a dent maybe that big in it. They told me it was like $700 to repair it, and I was like, well, I don't even have a job right now, so, like, I can't do much. I was like, I have $10 in my pocket, I can pay you right now. I was like, so unless you want to work on payments, there's nothing I can do about it. And, so they're like, alright, whatever. And, I never heard back from the sheriff. I never heard back from them. I was like, alright, I don't know what's going on. And I got pulled over one day, and they're like, yeah, you got a warrant out. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm not going to take you in, go get that shit settled. I was like, okay. Forgot about it.
Yeah. As people do.
Later on, my buddy, we were headed back from our lunch break. He was just driving like a jackass. He ran a red light behind a cop, and then he pulled up towards a red light like he was going to run it in front of another cop. Pulled him over. I looked him dead in the face. I was like, because I just remembered in that moment, I was like, I have a warrant. I was like, I forgot about that shit. I was working at Affiliated Foods, which is like a warehouse company. So, cop pulls him over. He's like, can I see your ID? I told him like right before, I was like, bro, if we get pulled over and he asks for an ID, I am fucked. I'm going to jail. He's like, oh, whatever. And they asked for his ID. They looked at me for a second. He's like, can I see your ID too? I was like, yeah, sure. Sit there.
I would have been like, my name is Wade America. just lie.
But yeah, so that happened. Over time, I fucked up once, and like on what was it, New Year's, I got caught smoking because I went to a New Year's party and got fucking influenced to. You know, kind of break my sobriety, and I was like, oh, okay.
Fucking pussy.
Next day, the dude set me down. He's like, I'm gonna take a
that?
drug test. He's like, you're not gonna pop up dirty, are you? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Went to the drug test, popped up dirty. I was like, yeah. Told him what happened. He was like, okay. He's like, well, since you're honest, I'm just gonna make you go to these classes. So I just went to like those, like rehabilitation classes. I forget what it was. It wasn't like AA or anything.
You went to rehab.
It wasn't rehab either.
You went to rehab.
It was like
everybody. However many of you that are watching.
It was like something that they had for prisoners that were going back out into the real life.
Big pink over here.
Yeah.
Went to rehab.
But
how was rehab? Did they let you crochet or could you sew?
We didn't do any of that shit.
Big pills
like,
or little pills?
I just went to a class like once or twice a month. And then...
Were you like, I'm Skylar, I'm a pothead?
Yeah. No, pretty much. And then, you know, the rest of it was just like, in this situation, what would you do? Like, for questions and stuff, and like, in these situations, you should do this, this, or this to, you know, avoid that situation. I'm like, okay.
Like, I'm gonna smoke pot as soon as this is over.
Probably, yeah. But,
I can just go to
like, I went through, finished up the rest of my probation. I think shortly after that's when we went our Colorado trip. Because I remember, like, we were planning it for that, like, whole year that I wasn't going to be smoking. Like, at the end of it, after my probation is up, we're going to go to Colorado where we could, you know, smoke and everything. So I was like, okay, hell yeah. So we went to Colorado. I came back, like, I moved out of that apartment and everything back in with my family also. After that, I started hanging out with this one dude. His name was Moses. We were pretty good buddies for a while. We were, like, hanging out every day, smoking, chalking, chilling, playing video games. He's a music artist, so he'd produce music and shit, and sometimes, you know, we'd kind of make fun little songs together.
Was he the dude on that video you showed me the other day?
Yeah, probably. But I don't honestly remember.
I'm so high.
But me and him moved here because he was going to go back to school. And, I don't know, like, we both just were kind of slacking off, and he was kind of like, he didn't really ever get a good job. And when he started working at McDonald's with me, he just complained about it a lot. And I was like, I'm doing the exact same job. I was like, I get it. But there's nothing we could do other than just work until you start going back to school. I was like, let's just focus on that for now. So, whatever. Then he met this girl named Mariah. And they hooked up. And I don't know. She just wasn't that into him.
Mm-hmm. Was she into somebody else?
She was into somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And she finally, she stayed the night one night, and Moses had to work, and she talked to me about it, and I was like, well, you need to tell him how you feel. I was like, he's not going to be happy. And I was like, if I'm being honest, I like you too, because, like, I kind of like some of the stuff that she's into, so, you know, we didn't do anything, but
okay, sure.
we really didn't. And he just fucking claims that we fucking were hooking up the whole time, every time she came over, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, alright, bro, whatever, you know. And I told him, I was like, I'm probably gonna move back to Amarillo, because I was tired of living with him. The house was always trashed. I was just, like, not able to save any money, because, like, all of our money was going towards rent and shit, and I don't know. Then he was like, no, bro, I'm gonna move. I was like, okay, bye. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to handle fucking living here on your own anyways. Back of my head. But, yeah, he moved. That's when Alex moved over. Me and her started dating, getting along pretty well. Got my car, everything. Got it fixed up, legal, tags, everything on it. Then we moved over to that house, which is cheaper, but I went a while without a job and everything. And that's when I started working as a caregiver. Never doing that shit again. Then I ended up over here. Then I met you.
Hi. Such a fascinating story, man. Oh.
Huh?
Such a fascinating story. Throughout the years, I'm just going to dive deeper and deeper into each section of that.
I'll tell you what I remember, but I forgot a lot of shit, man. Every now and then I'll have a memory spike of something that's happened before in my life, but as far as it goes, Like I told you, it's just a importance retaining part of my head. I'm like, is this important to remember or not?
Yeah. So, since I'm in the Jesus outfit, I have to do this. Siri, show me a random Bible verse. I don't think it. Okay, never mind.
Here, I'll do it. Let me do the honors. Hey Siri, show me a Bible verse.
The chapter and verse divisions did not appear in the original text. They form part of the paratext of the Bible. Would you like to hear more?
Okay. I have a better idea.
I don't think Jesus ever ate cheese sticks on the podcast.
I don't think Jesus has ever been on a podcast. Here's one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait till I find
Can you see how long we've been recording? Because it's like just out of view.
Is it 5 minutes?
No, not that. Not that one. So like it's gonna be right down to the taskbar. We see where it says CPU 41.
I think
Right.
it says 37.
Okay.
Okay.
Get a Bible verse for me.
I
No.
didn't like it.
If Jesus had a publicist. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
I'm about to preach to all these motherfuckers. I gotta like. Whew. Jesus also forgot he had a hot mic. It's crazy, man. You should get into comedy. So this is what we call dead air.
Okay. I think I found one.
I'm gonna leave it in.
Then you will understand what is right
Wait, I have
and
to
just
read it.
and fair.
I have to
Every
read
good
it.
path. Proverbs 2:9. I told you I was going to read it.
But I'm Jesus. I have to read it.
You're Jesus. You're going to tell me what this means.
Okay.
I'm the one questioning this.
Okay. So what is it? Well, what it's saying? Let's start here. Every good path, the end part. Every good path. Every path is justified. Like you don't make a decision unless you feel justified in that decision. Your decisions are based on your life experiences. So don't blame a person for the decision. Blame the person for those who created the monster, you know? It's just saying that everything is good in some light. Unpopular opinion. Hitler was kind of right. Kinda.
Just maybe a little bit.
I've met some Jews that I wish didn't make it.
I mean, if anything, they could have just taken their land either way. Because they weren't there.
It's fucking horseshit. You know, he could have just gone about it differently.
But I understand why he chose the way he chose. It's a lot easier to make people angry than it is to make people unified.
I was just gonna say it's a lot easier to erase a problem completely than just find a solution that benefits both parties. But
You know, I had this friend who always used to like tell me, you know, I have the perfect solution for any world problem. I'm like, oh yeah, do tell. He's like, well, okay, so pick any world problem.
hunger,
Napalm.
napalm.
Can't be hungry if you're dead. Pick another one.
Cutting down of all the trees.
Napalm. Can't cut down trees if there's no trees. Napalm is the answer.
Napalm is the answer to everything.
Global warming. Napalm.
You can't
melt
burn.
out.
You can't melt
Size.
something that's on fire. And that's the saying. Some people just want to watch the world burn. One of Jesus' hidden speeches.
Napalm. Okay, if there's ever a problem, napalm is the answer.
Meanwhile, everybody's standing around the VCR. What the fuck is napalm?
You'll figure it out. Okay, one day there's a war called Vietnam. Kind of fucked up from one side, shouldn't have been there.
Starts explaining a bunch of chemicals that nobody knows what words he's saying. Thinks he's speaking in tongues, and they throw him in the cave with the light.
That's why they thought he was. No, he was just way ahead of his time. He was just a way advanced drug dealer. He would get people really high and then step on a puddle and be like, "I'm walking on water."
No, I already told you this.
Yeah,
he
he's
was walking on ice.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, it's freezing cold. That water's gonna freeze us to death. So we're not gonna. And I don't know how to fucking swim either way. So I'm not even gonna dare step into it. So then Jesus one day was like, you know,
So how did he calm the storm?
how do you calm the storm?
Yeah, do you remember that story?
No, explain it to me right quick. I'm
So-
pretty sure I can break it down.
When Jesus is visiting this village, and there are these fishermen, and they're like, "Hey, we haven't been able to catch any fish for a while. You know, would you mind blessing our trip?" And he goes, I'll go with you." And he goes with them. They have their nets out, you know, and a big storm hits, and it's like rocking their boat. And well, Jesus is asleep. He's knocked out. And they wake him up. And they're like, "Jesus, what's going on? You know, it's look at everything." And he goes, "Calm, be still." And it's peaceful. They pull up their nets, and because it was raining, they had dozens of fish.
So, here's my thought. He talked to his good buddy Noah. And listen to me, Noah, amazing meteorologist. He knew how big that fucking rain was gonna come. He's like, I'm building me a boat. I'm gonna put all my fucking farm animals on it. Because he didn't fucking save all of Africa.
You didn't save the unicorns.
Yeah, I assume that Jesus, like I told you before, a lot of artists, socialists, people of social status and stuff back in the day, a lot of them were actually really smart people. Like, they were the people that studied the stars. They were the people that studied the ocean. Like, they looked at something and they're like, why?
That's why.
Why is this? Why am I? What is this? What?
Yeah.
You know, they asked the questions, and they gained understanding by fucking around with it. And, you know, all they did was one day go out, watch the air. They could feel what the climate was changing in the atmosphere and everything. And they just got to a point where they're like, you know,
So
you met an old farmer
You just timed it
sometime in life, right? You've had to. If not, okay. Well, I've met a couple of farmers before, and, you know, be a beautiful day out. They come into my gas station, be like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, good." "Yeah, the storm's going to be coming in." I'm like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah."
Well, that's because they appreciate they have broken bones.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't think Jesus had broken bones. I don't think he fought. I think his entire life he was
he's
either-
probably tripped, fucking snapped his ankle at some point hiking that much. But you know, they just got used to watching the stars. And, you know, even young farmers probably haven't broken anything yet. Can tell too because you know they get that sensation on the back of their neck and stuff. They can feel when storms are coming because you know they've gotten used to. Hey, I need to get the cattle in as soon as the storm hits because I don't want to get them lost out there in the rain, trip, break a leg or something, have to put them down.
then you get steak.
Well, yeah, but you lose like that much weight in your next haul.
But you gain steak.
Um,
I don't see a downside.
but
Oh yeah, I know.
you know, back then, I feel like people's senses were a lot more heightened towards natural occurrences. So, I think at that point, while they're out there, they're probably in a little miniature hurricane from the sounds of it. And he's looking up in the sky waiting, and he knows the eye of the storm is coming, and he goes, calm. Then, boom, they bust through the waves into the calm of the storm.
I don't think it was a hurricane because I don't think hurricanes hit Israel.
Well,
But like yeah,
you
like
know,
a
just
tropical storm. Yeah.
yeah, plenty of blank spots in those storms.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or he could have led them to a course that would be slightly out of the way of the storm, and he would have thought,
yeah.
I will have missed it completely, and just tell them, my presence protected you from the storm, or something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Bible is just written by men.
Mm.
You know, so there's a lot of like exaggerated stories.
But I'm saying, still though, back in those days, that is an impressive and truly an amazing feat to have because because of those guys, they led us to surviving to be the next generation of people.
Yeah. Which is weird, man. Like, how quickly did we how quickly did we stop being animals? Like, if we went and just like threw ourselves in the wild, we couldn't make tools to protect ourselves, couldn't make a fire to keep ourselves warm, no clothes. No human being alive would survive.
Here's what's beautiful about technology.
We
now,
would go
though.
extinct. Can I tribute?
Oh yeah. Here's what's beautiful about technology now, though. See, all that shit, practically anybody can figure out now. If you can't, you're probably just sorry goddamn excuse for a human being that, like, literally has no faith in themselves.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, like, if we took you, we threw you out in, like, the middle of nowhere, no clothes, no tools, and you couldn't make tools, like, how would you survive? What would be the first thing you did?
First thing I did, no clothes.
You couldn't make clothes.
I couldn't make
You
clothes.
have to survive with your hands, like, catch and eat. You can't make a fire.
I mean, I probably could do it. Not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if I got out there. But the only thing is, I do know how to make tools and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
to me,
but,
that's just common sense. Ever since I was even.
oh, I forgot to. It is plugged in, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Might want to check it.
Or we could just cut this off now.
If you want to.
I mean, how far have we gone? Because I also want to get some gaming clips.
Okay. Well, we can just do a podcastable gaming, just not have.
Yeah, we can use instead of that camera, we can use the camera on the
Oh, yeah.
laptop.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, we just have a laptop up here. Alrighty, guys.
We're
Thank
gonna
you.
We're going to continue this conversation in game form, though. I want to say.
Maybe.
I love this. Yeah. Or do you want to finish it right now?
Nah,
Before we
because
end it.
laptop's about to die.
Okay.
I want to be able to save the video.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys.
Back up.
We'll catch you guys on episode 4 of the Tampals Tampodcast. Peace!